Hello race fans and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we are here at the North Carolina Motorspeedway for the Champion 80. This is going to be race number 18 in the More Freedom series, and with 7 races remaining, Season 2 is just shaping up to be a fantastic one. Now let's go through your top 10 in points real fast. Your points leader is going to be the 25 of JTM 2588. Second place will be the number 96 of Nico 2588. Third will be the 57 of Nail Clipper Flipper. Fourth will be the 33 of ZWTF. Fifth will be the 07 of Douchebaggins. Sixth will be the 187 of Johnny T. Homicidal. Seventh will be the 72 of Duchess. Eighth will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Ninth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. And rounding out your top 10 in points will be the 00 of Mudbone. So the points are pretty close right now, as we have 220 points separating first and 10th place in the points. But let's go through your starting lineup real quick. Starting on the pole is going to be the number 80 of Hog Eric. And on his outside will be the 95 of Zed Brunna. Starting third will be the 69 of Arco Creates. And on his outside, the 00 of Mudbone. Starting fifth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games, and on her outside, the 300 of Resemble. Starting seventh will be the 34 of Super Snake, and on his outside, the 22 of Sailor Spoopy Moon. Starting ninth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller, and on his outside, the points leader, the 25 of JTM. Starting 11th will be the 96 of Nico 2588, and on his outside, the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Starting 13th will be the 51 of AJM 2588, and on his outside, the 11 of TC Roberts. Starting 15th will be the 1 of Jamal Jackson, and on his outside, the 66 of Syndicate J. Starting 17th will be the 187 of Johnny Team Homicidal, and on his outside, the 13 of King of the Aces. Starting 19th will be the 33 of ZWTF, and on his outside, the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Starting 21st will be the 07 of Douchebaggins, and on his outside, the 49 of Jetman. Starting 23rd will be the number 10 of It's Alien, and on his outside, the number 20 of Adam B5000. Starting 25th will be the 72 of Duchess, and on her outside, the 999 of Deviant. Starting 27th will be the 23 of Fuller Than You, and on his outside, the 47 of Dom Kizzle. Starting 29th will be the 799 of Mike Check, and on his outside, last week's winner, the 57 of Nail Clipper Flipper. Starting 31st will be the 19 of XJ Snake, and on his outside, the 6 of Ice Cream Some Days. Starting 33rd will be the 7 of Seabass, and on his outside, the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Starting 35th will be the 619 of Balls Deep, and on his outside, the 30 of Corvette Stingray. Starting 37th will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts, and on her outside, the 55 of Ida. Starting 39th will be the 42 of Mom Games Hard, and on her outside, the 32 of Heck of a Doober. And in the last row, shotgun on the field, starting 41st will be the 88 of NM 2588, and on his outside, the 911 of Danny Cybex. So that's your starting lineup today for this Champion 80 here at the North Carolina Motorspeedway, the Rock or Rockingham. And the crowd is filing in. Happy hour is almost over, so let's go racing. So let's go through your starting top. We've got an issue on pit road. It looks like the 22 of Sailor Spoopy Moon, unable to get her car fired right now. We'll see if she's able to get out of the pits, but Spoopy's car unable to fire on pit road, and she is being towed back to the pits right now, pushed back to her pit stall. We're just going to go through. Eric is starting on the pole today. That number 80 of Hog Eric starting on the pole, and this is going to be his second pole of the year. And right behind him is going to be the 69 of Arcade Creates, and on the outside is going to be the 95 of Zed Brunna. Lots of orange cars right here as the 80 of Hog Eric leads us down to take the green flag into turn 1. So craziness already starting here at the Champion 80 out of turn 2 down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Your leader on the track is going to be the number 80 of Hog Eric. I'm waiting to see when timing and scoring updates. We'll find out what happened to. Looks like Spoopy is a DNF today. Spoopy's going to be a DNF today. As we got lots of crazy action going on. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. So as always, your top 10 will be on the left, and your favorite driver will be scrolling across the top. Your leader on lap number 1 will be the number 80 of Hog Eric, but he's already in contention with the number 69 of Arco Creates. So Arco looking to continue his dash towards the front that he had last week, as he, as you remember, he was your winner at the New Hampshire for that New Hampshire Maple Producers 45. So Arco won that race, had a fantastic car last week before he had a tire go down and had to be towed back to the pits and lost a couple laps. Ended up leading the most laps during that race, but he is now out to the lead here at the Champion 80 at Rockingham. Looks like Sailor Spoopy Moon finally out of the pits, 2 laps down. Not sure what happened to her, as actually she might still be in the pits. Oh, we have the 71 of Kung Fu Beer pitting. So Kung Fu Beer with some issues. He's going to be a lap down. Your leader on the track is still going to be that 69 of Arco Creates. Second place is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, as the number 34 is Super Snake down to her inside. Super Snake looking to take away that position from, looking to move into second position right now. Super Snake currently running 29th in points with only 3 top 10s on the year. 0 wins for that number 34. His teammate, the number 7, is Seabass for Amish Buggy Racing, has that win. Seabass currently running 18th in points. But right behind him is going to be second place in points, the number 96 of Nico 2588. Nico, having started in the 11th position, has worked his way up into the top 5 right now, battling it out with the number 3 of Geek Girl Games for 3rd position, as it's going to be taken away by, second place is going to be taken away by that 34 of Super Snake. And here comes a newcomer up here. Here comes that number 300 of Resemble. Resemble starting in the 6th position today. We don't hear his name very much other than when it deals with an accident, so great to see him here in the top 10. Has not caused an accident today. Jumping back through the field, Eric finally able to get down to the bottom of the track as he's moved back to the 9th position right there behind Jamal. Jamal, having started 15th on right now, is currently running in the 8th position as Eric looking to try to get back up to the front. Arco's still going to be your leader right now, as the 49 of Jetman underneath the 51, and followed right behind him is going to be his teammate, the 25 of JTM. Some great action all around this track is that number 187 of Johnny T. Homicidal down on the inside of the number 10 of It's Some Alien. I absolutely love the paint job on and livery on this number 187 of Johnny T. Homicidal. That Kraken just looks amazing on the side there. So fantastic job by Duber Racing this year on their liveries that they got for the for their vehicles. And checking back through this field, some great action all over this track right now. As your last week's winner, the 57 of Nail Clipper Flipper, definitely trying to get towards the front. He's currently running 3rd in points, so, I mean, 2 wins on the year for Nail Clipper. And really, he was the points leader for several races in a row, and unfortunately had a couple bad races in which he fell to the back in a couple of them and fell out of the top 5. But, I mean, back to 3rd in points and running 91 points behind JTM. So if he can get up there, get around JTM, we'll see if they can do anything in the pits to help him out, as he's right here behind the 619, his teammate of Balls Deep. And as you'll know, let's jump back here. We'll find KFB. As you'll see, KFB, I mean, he's a lap down right now. 1 lap down right now. Not sure what happened. Maybe he had a tire go down. But congratulations to the Beer Kegers this year, as they were the World Series champions in KFB's baseball series that he does. So congratulations to the Beer Kegers and KFB and all those teammates who won the World Series this year for him. But jumping back up here to the front as the number 3 of Geek Girl Games up to 2nd position. It's an all-orange 1 and 2 right now with the 69 of Arco Creates right there in front of the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Not too many races ago, you saw the 3 and the 69 on the front row. So, I mean, they just like hanging out with each other on the track. They're, you know, unified in the color orange right now. I believe that was at New Hampshire, was when they were both on the front row. But jumping through the field, that's 96, currently running 4th right now. And then there is that number 80 of Hog Eric. He is slowly making his way back up to the front of this field as he is back up to the 6th position right now, looking to try to take away the 5th from Jamal. As the 49 of Jetman pushing the 66 of Syndicate J underneath that 34 of Super Snake. Down to the bottom of the track is the 00 of Mudbone as they're pushing a JTM back and back as a whole host of cars lined up there underneath him, the 33 and the 11. Z and Mudbone and all these other drivers, the 11, definitely wanting to get in front of the 25 to help their cause in the points. Let's see. Z is currently running 4th in points. The 00 is 10th in points. The 11 is 8th in points. So any position that they can finish in front of that 25 is going to be helpful. As the 1 of Jamal Jackson now being pushed by the 80 of Hog Eric underneath the 96 of Nico 2588. Here comes that 49 of Jetman. Looking to see where Jetman started on the day. He started 22nd, and he is currently into the 7th position. So a fantastic run so far for that 49 of Jetman, as he's now working underneath his teammate, the 96 of Nico 2588, as G3 looking maybe on the outside of the 69 of Arco Creates. Arco trying to break that draft on the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, as he's a little bit lower on the track, keeping her behind him. Down into 1 and 2, G3 falling in line right there behind the 69 of Arco Creates. As Arco again down a lane, as I would say, like he's down a lane on G3. As we're in lap 23, we're pretty close to pit stops here, as G3 is now going to try it on the outside. Down into 1 and 2, G3 on the outside, the 69 of Arco Crates on the inside. Not the low line's a little bit faster here at Rockingham. I'm not sure about later in the run as we are, because we should be having pit stops pretty soon. As we're 24 laps into the race. Jump back through this field as the 1 and the 49 almost touch right there, going into turn 1 and 2. Jetman on the outside of the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. Jetman, like G3, trying it on the outside. We're going to see what he can do, as we do have pit stops, and we do indeed have pit stops, as your new leader on the track is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. So having led 22 laps, giving up the lead to the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, Arco Creates now into the pits. We're going to see if Arco can have a great pit stop here, as the number 3 is in. That's going to put your leader as the 49 of Jetman. And allow me to take a drink of water. So your leader on the track right now is going to be the 49 of Jetman. Second place will be the number 11 of TC Roberts. Jetman with some good gas mileage. He is now into the pits. Looks like TC is coming in. Here comes the 32 of Heck of a Duber, and maybe the rest of this field, as the number 22 of Sailor Spoopy Moon, as you'll know, is 3 laps down right now. I think she must have had some ignition issues, not allowing her to start with the rest of the field. I think your leader is going to be that 69 of Arco Creates, as we'll jump back up there with him. We'll keep an eye on this. Again, your leader being shown on the track was the 49 of Jetman before he came into the pits. That allowed G3 to have a lap lead. Arco, I'm not sure. We're going to find out who the leader is right now. The 23 of Fuller Than You is in front of him. I'm not sure where Fuller was in relation. I'm looking through the... Fuller might almost be a lap down here. Again, we're waiting to see what timing and scoring updates as, because it's still showing, and it is going to show the 69 of Arco Creates as your leader on the track. So we're about 11 laps away from halfway, and your leader on the track is going to be the 69 of Arco Creates. Let this timing and scoring update, and we'll go through your top 10, as I think it is pretty much updated as of right now. So let's go through your top 10. Your leader, again, going to be the 69 of Arco Creates. Second place looks like it's going to be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Third place is now going to be the 3 of Geek Girl Games, maybe. But fourth will probably be that 00 of Mudbone, teammate to that 660. Fifth place will be the 80 of Hog Eric. Sixth will be the 25. Seventh will be the 66 of Syndicate J. Eighth will be the 187 of Johnny T. Homicidal. Ninth will be the 95. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 49 of Jetman. Making their way up through the field is going to be the 19 of XJ Snake and the 7 of Seabass. So Seabass having started in the 33rd position, and XJ starting 31st. So these two cars must have been hooked up on the track, just moving their way up through this field. These two Pontiacs nose to tail right now, pushing each other towards the front. Currently running 11th and 12th right now. As the 00 of Mudbone down to the inside of the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, not wanting to give up his position easily, but G3 drives around him on the outside. So G3 currently running in the 3rd position. Eric looking on the outside, maybe. Arco, again, your leader. And another fantastic car today for the 69. The Creates Racing team has just, in the last 3 races, put on an absolute fantastic show. Obviously, last week with his tires going down, Arco had the car to beat at Pocono. He had the car to beat at New Hampshire. And if it wasn't for tire issues at Pocono, we may have seen that 69 be the winner there. And again, here at Rockingham for this Champion 80. Originally, I had this written down as the Champion 60, but it's actually 79 laps, and Rockingham is actually, a mile track, so it's actually 80. It's an 80-mile race. So anyway, your leader right now is going to be the 69 of Arco Creates, and it looks like the 3 of Geek Girl Games has moved up to the 3rd position, getting around that 660 of Garrett Miller, probably with the help of Garrett's teammate, that 00 of Mudbone. So we got 4 Chevys right now, and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So we got the Chevy Brigade right here. As we got a couple Dodges right behind, not right behind them, but as the 00 of Mudbone now working underneath that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Got a Dodge in the lead, but we got 4 Chevys right here trying to make their way to catch up to the back of the 69 of Arco Creates, who is currently 2.5 seconds up on these 4 Chevys. The 660 of Garrett Miller and the 00 of Mudbone working together right now to get underneath that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. We're going to see what the number 80 of Hog Eric as he moves up towards the top of the track. Garrett's still down on the bottom right here underneath, and G3 able to drop down in front of him. So still almost 2.5 seconds behind the 69 of Arco Creates. These 4 cars are really working hard right now. If they will stay in the line and get some good draft, they may be able to catch up to the back of the 69. As we have caution on the track, it looks like the 34 of Super Snake is involved in an incident on the track, and maybe the 911 of Danny Cybex as he's got damage. We'll jump back up to the front as caution on the track, and I believe that's going to lead to some pit stops here on lap number 41 as the 69 of Arco Creates leads them down into the pits. We'll check out these pit stops, and then we'll see what happened with that caution. Sometimes I don't notice the caution flag, so y'all may notice it before me and be like, hey, there's a caution, and I don't see it until, you know, until I see cars wrecking or whatnots. We'll see what Arco does here. There's the 80 of Hog Eric. He is into his pits. Here comes the 95. We got right sides going on for the 69. Left side's onto the 69. Left side's onto that 00. Both down, both away right there. Here comes that 3 of Geek Girl Games. There goes the 80. There goes the 660. A pile up of cars behind them. Eric needs to get his foot into the gas, get around those cars. I believe Fuller is still a lap down right now. He's not a lap down. He is like the last car on the tail end of the lead lap. So let's see if we can figure out what happened with this 34 of Super Snake and why this caution came out. So there's going to be 2 parts of this caution. I believe the motor or something on the 34 of Super Snake, or he lost some tires or something. Something happened to him, as you'll see right here in this replay. That's not what's going to bring out this caution, though. So watch this replay, and then we'll jump to see what actually brings out this caution. Super Snake coming down the front stretch. He must have had a tire go down or something, and he had to pull off the track. But as you can see behind him, that's what's going to bring out this caution. So let's check that out real fast. So Danny is not going to be able to get stopped in time, slowed up in time, as they were braking for the 34 of Super Snake down into the turn, and he just cannot get stopped in time. Really not his fault. But Mike Check's going to take some rear end damage there. So that's what's going to bring out this caution, is kind of the 34 slowing on the track, but in the end it was Danny not being able to stop as Mike had to hit the brakes to slow down for the 34 of Super Snake. So with 1 lap to go until green, actually probably less than a lap, your leader right now is still going to be the 69 of Arco Creates. Having led 38 laps, he will be, I believe, be your leader at halfway today. Second place will be the 00 of Mudbone. Third will be that 3 of Geek Girl Games. And fourth will be the 80 of Hog Eric. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be the 660. These cars you see down on the inside are a lap down, the 22, the 71, and the 34. So it must have just been a tire issue or lack of fuel for the 34 of Super Snake, who is going to be 2 laps down. KFB right now is working to get his lap back, and as your leader is looking like it's going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, KFB currently does have his lap back, so thankfully, that accident didn't happen during the caution and or during pit stops. So your leader on the track right now is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Second place is going to be that number 80 of Hog Eric. KFB able to get his lap back right now. So he's going to be the last car on the lead lap, or the tail end of the lead lap. G3 is going to work to try to put him back a lap down. I mean, G3, he's got orange on the back of the car, so it makes sense that you should not pass him, right? So, great job by KFB to get his lap back. Let's see if he can stay up there. He's hoping for a caution right now as we come down the backstretch. G3 lurking in his rear view mirror. Second place is going to be that number 80 as we now have the 19 of XJ Snake up to third position. And behind him is going to be the 66 of Syndicate J. So awesome run today for that 19 of XJ Snake as the 3 of Geek Girl Games now working down to the inside of the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Beer doesn't give her any kind of flack and lets her just go around him on the inside as she is the leader. He might hold up Eric, but we'll see. Still in the high line right now. G3 still working underneath him as Eric's still trying to kind of push him. As the 19 now down to the inside of the 80 of Hog Eric. And we're going to see what the 34 of Super Snake is going to try to work to get his lap back. He is back down to the inside of the 66 of Syndicate J. Behind that 34 is going to be his teammate, the 7 of Seabass. So Eric once again stuck on the outside and working to try to get down underneath down to the low line as they go down towards turn 1. So Eric able to go around the outside of the 34 of Super Snake. Your leader still going to be that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. The 7 of Seabass and the 660 of Garrett Miller, and Garrett's teammate, the 00 of Mudbone, working underneath the 66 of Syndicate J right now. Seabass right there behind his teammate, the 34 of Super Snake. And we got a yellow flag on the track, folks. Yellow flag on the track. I see some smoke right here. And it looks like the 420 is going to be out of this race. Not sure what happened, but looks like we might get pit stops here with 26 laps remaining. This should be the final pit stops on the day, as G3 leads us down to the pits. Looks like everybody is following her as of right now. I don't see anybody that is not following her. So Queen of Hearts, as a result of that accident, is going to be out of the race. We'll see what that was in just a moment. We'll watch this race off of pit road. G3 into her pits. Right side tires going on for that Jose Cuervo car for G3 Motorsports. She's down, and left side tires now going on to that number 3. Gas going in. G3 down and away right now. She's going to lead them off of pit road. It looks like the 80 of Hog Eric, who just needs to hit the gas and get his butt moving. So let's see what happened to the 420 that brought out this caution. So this caution is going to be brought out by the 420 and the 57 of Nail Clipper Flipper getting into each other here. Queen is going to take a hard hit to the inside wall right here. So let's watch this replay. Hard hit to the inside wall, which is going to basically blow her motor. Getting turned right there by the 57 and Nail Clipper Flipper. Racing incident, no, not malicious, but that's going to put her out of this race. So let's go through your top 10 right now. Your leader is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Second place will be the number 80 of Hog Eric. Third will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Fourth will be the 7 of Seabass. Fifth will be the 19 of XJ Snake, who has right side damage right now. Sixth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Seventh will be the 66 of Syndicate J. Eighth will be the 49 of Jetman. Ninth will be the 25 of JTM, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be the number 11 of TC Roberts. So going through some notables, I think, on the field. Again, your points leader, the 25, is currently in the 9th position. Second place in points, the 96, is in 18th position right now. Third place in points, Nail Clipper, is 26th. And fourth place in points, the 33, is currently running 11th. And DB, who is running 5th in points, is currently 13th. So G3 leads us down into turn 1. Our restart right here on lap number 57. As your leader on the track right now is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Continuing to put the 71 of Kung Fu Beer a lap down. And the 80 of Hog Eric on the outside, stuck on the outside right there. Those lap cars down to the inside. Making it 3 wide right now is going to be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Garrett working to try to get around on the outside, the 23 of Fuller Than You. But the 7 of Seabass is down to the inside of that 660. And here comes his teammate, the 00 of Mudbone. So Garrett currently hanging on the outside right now, as Kung Fu Beer, working to try to get his lap back, has now dropped down to the inside of the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. So trying to get his lap back right now here on lap number 59. Kung Fu Beer gets down to the inside. Following right behind him is going to be the 22 of Sailor Spoopy Moon, as you'll recall, had that incident or had ignition problems to start the race and is currently 3 laps down. So G3 stuck on the outside right now. Here comes that number 7 of Seabass and 00 of Mudbone. Your leader as the 23 of Fuller Than You, trying to get his lap back as well. So Kung Fu Beer is able to get his lap back, but that allows the 7 of Seabass to get behind the 23 of Fuller Than You and the 00 of Mudbone right behind him. Working underneath the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Your leader on the track right now is the number 7 of Seabass. Seabass having won at California this year, looking for his 2nd win of the year. But that 00 of Mudbone is trying to have something to say about it, as he is down underneath the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Right behind him is going to be the 66 of Syndicate J and the 11 of TC Roberts. Several of these folks looking for their first win on the year. G3 looking for her first win. The 00, the 66, the 11, the 33, all looking for their first win. And here comes the number 55 of Ida, currently running in the 9th position after starting 38th on the day. So Ida up into the top 10 right now. Eric finally able to get down to the inside line as the 25 of JTM getting pushed back. He thought about coming down to the inside and getting in front of Eric, but thankfully thought better of it, and his spotter told him, hey, you got the 80 down to your inside, as he is working off that turn. He gets a push by the 660 of Garrett Miller, unable to get down to the inside. Garrett drops down to the inside of him. As we now have G3 underneath the 00 of Mudbone. Your leader still is going to be that number 7 of Seabass. So with 14 laps remaining here on the track, your leader right now is going to be the number 7 of Seabass. Leader of the most laps, the 69 of Arco Creates, currently running 18th on the track. So G3 looking for her first win this season and the first win for G3 Motorsports. Her teammate, the 42 of Mom Games Hard, currently running 16th right now. Not to be outdone. It looks like Spoopy has got issues. Spoopy with issues on the track. The 33 is EWTF coming up, bumping into the 49 of Jetman. So I think as a result of those issues with Spoopy, there's pandemonium on the track as we got 3 wide up here at the front. Seabass sandwiched in the middle between the 7 and the 33, or the 23. Spoopy able to make it back to her pits. We'll see what's going on with her, but your leader now is going to be that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Crazy action going on right here with 11 laps to go. Your leader on the track, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Second place is going to be that number 66 of Syndicate J. Third is going to be that 55 of Ida. Close battle right now here in the top 10 as plenty of cars right now are vying for the lead. As we're jumping back through this field to see where our points leader is, there's the 69 of Arco Creates trying to make his way back up front. We'll see what he can do in 10 laps as the 95 of Zed Brunna is getting pushed up there by him. The 25 is just caught there on the outside. And the 96 is looking to get to the 25, maybe get around him. He definitely needs to get around him. As we're back up here to the front, your leader is still going to be that number 3. Right behind her is going to be the 66 of Syndicate J and the 55 of Ida. So not sure what happened to Spoopy. Definitely into the pits. And I believe she's back running right now. So I think she's right there. Looks like the 07 of Douchebaggins having some issues. Doesn't look like he has any damage. Maybe he got caught up in Spoopy going slow. So I believe Spoopy must have just had some, maybe some more electrical issues with her car and had to bring it back into the pits. KFB still hanging out up here. He's still the last car on the lead lap. As the 55 of Ida down to the inside of the 66 of Syndicate J, and right behind him is going to be right behind her, my apologies, is going to be the number 11 of TC Roberts, and then the 00 of Mudbone is looking to get passed by the 49 of Jetman. So Arco is now back up to the 14th position. We can see him back there as just crazy action all over this track. As the 55 of Ida currently into the second position with 5 laps remaining here in this Champion 80. Your leader on the track still going to be number 3 of Geek Girl Games. We'll see if the 55 of Ida has anything to say about that. Or even the 11 of TC Roberts. G3 running a half a lane down right now. I'm not sure that we're going to see any. We might see pit. Oh. Something's wrong with that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Something definitely wrong with the number 3 right now as she is slow on the track. Looks like she might be okay now as Ida is fighting back around the number 11 of TC Roberts. So some issue with the number 3 of Geek Girl Games right there for a few moments. With 3 laps remaining, we got the 300 of Resemble stopped on the track. We've got some attrition going on right now. As Ida's right now to the back bumper of the 3 of Geek Girl Games as we've got a yellow on the track, a yellow flag on the track, and with 2 laps remaining, that's going to seal the deal right here for the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, assuming she can make it to the end and doesn't run out of gas. Your winner today is probably going to be that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. So White flag lap right here. So one more time around for the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Incident on the track. Not sure what that incident was, but yeah, this is the white flag lap for the final time around. Your leader is the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. And unfortunate for Ida, as I believe she may have been able to get around the number 3. So final time through turns 3 and 4. Right behind that orange pace car, that beautiful Dodge Challenger pace car, the leader is the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Bringing us down to the stripe for the final time. Your winner today for this Champion 80 is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. So congratulations to G3 today, as she is going to pick up her first win in the series and the first win for G3 Motorsports, with her teammate, the number 42 of Mom Games Hard, finishing 8th on the day. So let's go through your top 10. Let's go through your top 10. Your winner, again, is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Second place will be the 55 of Ida. Third place will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Fourth will be the 66 of Syndicate J. Fifth will be the 49 of Jetman. Sixth will be the 33 of ZWTF. Seventh will be the 00 of Mudbone. Eighth will be the 42 of Mom Games Hard. Ninth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 660 of Garrett Miller. So awesome job today for the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, and especially the number 55 of Ida, as Ida worked from all the way back in 38th position up to 2nd today. Several other drivers today had fantastic runs from the back to the front. So it looks like, as an FYI, Resemble went out with a blown engine piston today. So I believe that probably was what caused that caution. But yeah, so fantastic run today for G3. Next week, with only 6 races remaining, next week we go to we go to Daytona for the Budweiser 75. So that should be a fantastic race next week at Daytona. Should be some wild, crazy racing. And looking through this finishing order, not sure who's going to be leading the point. I think it's going to be JTM is still going to be our points leader, but we'll see. I think they should be closing up right now, but your points will be on the screen right here for you. So we'll see who's leading the points. We're going to see what with 6 races to go. It should be an amazing end to this season. So again, congratulations today to the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fantastic job done by her and her pit crew, putting her out front and winning this race. So congratulations to her. And until next week at Daytona for the Budweiser 75, take care.